Imagine this: the galaxy is at a crossroads. The Empire has fallen, but peace is fragile. Mandalore is rebuilding from ashes. The Jedi are all but gone, save for whispers and hidden students. And in the midst of this fragile hope, there is Grogu, known to many as Baby Yoda. Small, green, ancient in spirit despite his youth. Force-sensitive, trained by Jedi masters, yet bound by loyalty to a Mandalorian father. What if, one day, Grogu decided to forge a new legacy? What if he created another Darksaber? A new weapon that could unite or divide the Mandalorians all over again. A blade infused not just with ancient Jedi techniques, but with Grogu's own deep, mysterious connection to the Force. Today we'll journey into that what if, a haunting, exhilarating, and deeply personal tale of destiny, choice, and power. This is the story of how Grogu might forge a new Darksaber, and how that choice could reshape the galaxy forever. The Darksaber is no ordinary lightsaber. Created by Tar Vizsla, the first and only Mandalorian Jedi, it became a symbol of leadership. Whoever wielded it held a claim to rule Mandalore. But it was also a curse. Throughout history, it inspired endless conflict. Leaders fought duels for it. Civil wars erupted over its ownership. Even after Moff Gideon was defeated, Din Djarin won the blade, but the victory was hollow. He never truly wanted to rule. The Armorer and other Mandalorians tried to rebuild Mandalore, but old divisions simmered. Even Bo-Katan Kryze, despite claiming the saber after defeating Gideon in the canon timeline, faced opposition from traditionalists who never forgot the old ways. Now imagine the saber is lost or destroyed in battle. Mandalore's unity fractures once more. Without a clear symbol, clans turn on each other, the fragile truce shatters, and in this chaotic moment, Grogu witnesses the unraveling of his found family's people. Grogu is not just a Mandalorian foundling, he's also a Jedi student. He trained with Luke Skywalker, glimpsed ancient knowledge, felt the living Force in ways even Luke struggled to comprehend. But he chose Din Djarin, chose family, chose Mandalore. He watches the clans bicker, old rivalries reignite, and remembers Luke's warnings about attachment, about fear leading to the dark side. But he also remembers Din's unwavering love, the loyalty of the Armorer, the courage of Bo-Katan, the dreams of a united Mandalore, and Grogu decides he can't let it all fall apart. He believes the Darksaber isn't just a weapon, it's a symbol, and if that symbol is lost, he will create a new one, not by theft or conquest, but by forging it himself. Forging a new Darksaber isn't as simple as building a lightsaber. The original was unique, shaped with ancient Jedi knowledge and Mandalorian artistry. Its black blade resonated with power and history. Grogu knows this, so he seeks out the lost places of the Jedi and Mandalorians. He visits the ruined Jedi temples he remembers from visions, touches the hollow stones scorched by Order 66, feels the grief of the past. But he also senses wisdom in the Force, learns about balance, about creation. He studies old Mandalorian forges on the ravaged surface of Mandalore itself, learns from the Armorer, watching her work Beskar with reverence. He listens to her tell of the Song of the Ancestors, of the Forge as a place of transformation. Grogu becomes a bridge, the last true link between Jedi mysticism and Mandalorian tradition, and in secret, he plans his own forging. Under the guidance of the Armorer, who sees his intent but doesn't stop him, Grogu gathers Beskar of the highest quality, not looted or purchased, but reclaimed from the ruins of fallen Mandalorians who gave their lives for the cause. He meditates for days at a time, calling on the Force not to dominate the metal, but to commune with it. He remembers the lessons of Luke Skywalker, how the Kyber crystal must be understood, how the Force is not a tool of war, but a living thing. He searches for a kyber crystal, not in some hidden vault, but in the depths of an ancient Jedi ruin, where the Force guides him to a small, cracked shard. He heals it, just as Rey healed her crystal in another time. He binds it with Beskar in a forge so hot it blazes white. As he hammers, he closes his eyes. He sees visions, Tar Vizsla himself, dueling Mandalorians who challenge his rule. Bo-Katan holding the blade with hope and fear. Din Djarin offering it away, and himself, small, afraid, but determined. He channels these visions, these truths into the blade. When the process is complete, he holds not a replica of the Darksaber, but a new symbol altogether. The blade ignites in crackling black and silver energy. Its hum is low, like a beast growling. Its shape is familiar, flat like a traditional blade, but narrower, sleeker, a true hybrid of Jedi saber and Mandalorian Beskar. The new Darksaber is born, and Grogu is its creator. Grogu returns to the covert. The armorer is waiting. She sees the blade. She studies it in silence. Then she asks, "Why?" Grogu doesn't speak in words, but they understand each other. He shows her through the Force his memories of war, of broken clans, of Din Djarin's silent despair at failing to unite their people. The armorer nods slowly. "It is not our way to create symbols for ourselves," she warns. "Leadership is claimed in battle. Unity is forged in struggle." But Grogu is resolute. He shows her the vision of a united Mandalore, of children playing in sunlight on the plains, of warriors with jetpacks standing watch over thriving cities. The armorer sighs. "It is not the way," she repeats softly, but she does not take the blade from him. She lets him keep it. Din Djarin is perhaps the most important figure in Grogu's life. He saved him from Imperial labs, chose him over bounties, taught him to be a Mandalorian. When Din sees the new Darksaber, he is stunned. "This is dangerous," he says. "You know what that thing means, what it does to people." Grogu simply places the saber in Din's hand. He doesn't ignite it, doesn't demand anything. He just looks up at the man who raised him. Din understands. The message isn't rule them, it's save them. And for the first time, Din doesn't see the saber as a curse, but as a promise, a responsibility. Word spreads quickly. Mandalorians hear of the new Darksaber forged by the Jedi foundling. Reactions are mixed. Some call it heresy, an abomination. They say no one can simply make a new Darksaber, that the old one was a singular relic, proof of Tar Vizsla's right. Others see it as a miracle, a sign that the old ways are dead and that Mandalore must change or die. Tension turns into open conflict. Clans gather, ready to fight over who should wield it. Grogu refuses to choose a champion. He says it's not for him to decide. He will duel no one for it. Instead, he places it on the anvil of the Great Forge of Mandalore and walks away. The Mandalorians stand there in silence, seeing the blade crackle with energy, humming with both the Force and their ancestral metal. The question is left hanging. Who is worthy? Far away, the Imperial remnant notices. Moff Gideon may be dead, but there are others. Shadowy warlords, ex-ISB agents, even the beginning of what will become the First Order. They see Mandalore fracturing and want to exploit it. They also fear the idea of a new Darksaber, especially one created by a Force-sensitive child who escaped their grasp. In this timeline, Grogu becomes their highest priority target once again. Bounties are placed. Inquisitor-like agents are deployed to find and capture him. They want the blade. They want Grogu. They want to stamp out any threat of Mandalore uniting. But Grogu is not alone. The Force answers in mysterious ways. Other Jedi, survivors, hidden students begin to hear rumors. A Mandalorian child who forged a new saber. a hybrid of Jedi and Mandalorian craft. Some fear it's a dark side artifact, others are intrigued. Luke Skywalker hears too. In this timeline, he never fully gave up on Grogu. He travels to Mandalore, hoping to find his former student. Their reunion is tense. Luke confronts Grogu in the burned-out ruins of Sundari. "Why did you do this?" Luke asks. "This will only cause more fighting." Grogu shows him the visions: unity, peace, Mandalorian children learning to live, not just fight. He shows Luke that the Force guided him, that this was not about domination, but hope. Luke doesn't fully approve, but he understands. He promises to watch over the situation, to help if needed. The new Darksaber remains on the anvil of the Great Forge, unclaimed for months. Clans argue, leaders posture, duels are proposed but never fought. Because the symbolism has changed. This blade was not won in battle, it was forged by one who wanted no power for himself. Eventually, Bo-Katan steps forward. She doesn't take the saber immediately. Instead, she calls for a new council of clans, a senate of Mandalorians. She argues they must decide together how to rebuild. Din Djarin stands at her side. Grogu sits at his feet, watching, quiet but present. The new Darksaber is no longer just a symbol of conquest. It's a question. Can Mandalore change? Can they build something new? Years later, Mandalore is scarred but healing. Cities are rebuilt. The clans still argue, but under one banner. A council, not a single ruler. The new Darksaber is placed in a vault, accessible but not worshipped. A reminder of choice, of possibility. Grogu becomes a wandering figure in Mandalorian armor, with a small lightsaber at his side, green like Yoda's once was. He trains foundlings in the ways of the Force and Mandalore alike, teaching them not to conquer but to protect. He's remembered not as a warlord, not as a Jedi master, but as a bridge, a healer, the one who offered them another way. And thus, Grogu's decision to forge another Darksaber didn't just change Mandalore, it gave the entire galaxy a new hope that even the most ancient wounds could heal, that even symbols of violence could be reforged into something better. Would Grogu creating another Darksaber save Mandalore or doom it to endless war? Could the clans truly unite under a new symbol, or would old rivalries burn brighter than ever? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more Star Wars alternate timelines and deep dives. And as always, may the Force be with you.